Hello and welcome to the second video. In this second video, we are going to talk about the prerequisite for this solution to provide connectivity for servers and virtual desktops from Azure to Zscaler using cloud security connectors in high availability. As we were talking in the first video, the objective is to achieve as much redundancy as possible, and 1 gigabit for VDIs, virtual desktops, and to solve the problem for servers, subnets that will not require authentication, and most servers using explicit proxy IP. This is a real case scenario. This is a customer, and in this case, we are going to check we need to have in advance in order to deploy the solution. The first thing we need to have is a subnet, and for the connectors. The connector is a firewall. Then we will need to have an external internal subnet. On my Azure portal, I have this VNet where I have the external and internal subnet for the connectors. Also, I have the firewalls, internal, external, and the server subnet, and the virtual desktop subnet. Every segment has its own subnets. Then work is done. It's much easier as click on subnet and you can add that particular subnet. The next step on prerequisite is go to the Zscaler console and create the locations. We are going to create two locations, one for the ZSC HA pair and the other for the CSC pool. It's better to have the two locations to see how is the traffic in one or the other. And on the HA pair, we are going to create a sublocation for the servers. And on the sublocation, we're going to put authentication and force disable. And also, we need to do a VPN credential for the VDIs and to create the location for VDIs. Let's go to do A, B, C, and D. And I move to my Zscaler portal. Here. And I will go to VPN credentials. I will add the VPN credentials. It's full qualified domain. I have in advance prepared, I have the advanced credentials. This will be for the servers. I have you know now my secret password. Don't worry. Put the password here. Say VPN credentials for HA for CSC HA pair and save. I say no. I will add the VPN credentials for the other location. I will call BDI. Yeah. I'll put the password. VPN pull and save and apply and no. The next step, let's go to create the location, and then I will create the location. I will put CSC HAir pair. This is in New York. It's close to New York. Sorry. United States, New York. And in VPN credentials, I will put the servers. Okay, the HA par. In this case, this is the main location. I will enable what I want, normal parameters in the main location. And that's it for the moment. And on this main location, I will add a sub-location. I will call Azure Server Subnet. And in this case, I will disable authentication. This is important, and we'll add these internal IPs of my subnet style. This is my internal IPs. Okay, now I have here my subserver authentication with all other parameters done. And then next I will do the CSC port location. Now this is in United States. This is New York. And VPN credentials will be the pool. And let's put the standard values: IP surrogate, SSL, force firewall, and IPS. Okay. And the next step on prerequisite, say, create a CSC bypass pack file. The connector, in order to the connector on the bypass functionality is blocking by default everything, and the way to allow certain destinations to be bypassed, you need to create a pack file, and on the pack file you put the destinations. The pack file is here. When I will download the pack file with my destinations. This is the format you need to have. You can ignore this. This is just for compatibility purpose, but you need to respect the rest. And every time you want to add a URL to bypass, like this, login my domain, or in the case of the customer, it was important to bypass the Okta URLs. But if you want to do conditional access, this is the URL you need to bypass when you do Office 365 conditional access. Well, here you can cut and paste, and all domains you want to bypass. The connector will read this pack file and will say, I will allow to pass only domains and subdomains that are on this list. Then I will copy this. I will go to the console now. On the pack file, I will add the pack file. Let's put here, verify, all good. Yeah, we'll put CSC bypass, CSC Azure bypass, and I will put here the same, CSC Azure bypass.pack, and domain maidenheadbridge.com. Verify always, well, all good, and save. Let me check what is the URL. See this one. Then I will put my URL on this. I will put here. This is the new pack file. This is previous demonstration. And the last one step that we need to do in the prerequisite is to create, sorry, I need to activate this. Nah, do not forget to do that. The next step is to create a small Ubuntu machine, because we will need for utilities, we need to run a script. The script will create some the automation of the pack files, and also we need to do certain things. And this small Ubuntu machine need to run Azure CLI. Then we are going to create a machine. This is my resource groups in US, and then we are going to create a new machine, a new Ubuntu machine. I will call Ubuntu. Region, take care with region, this is crazy. So you put here resource group, you have to have a region again. Okay, no good. You can put the cheapest one. We don't need anything here. That's very small. I will put Ubuntu. I will use my public key. I have created one public key already. I have this here. Okay, and I will allow to select the mount. That's fine. It will be internal. I didn't need premium. It's the cheapest one. That's fine. When we're working is here, we need to pay attention, and I'm going to use this bnet, but I want to sorry. On this bnet, I want to connect to the server's bnet. Public IP, no, I don't need. It's an internal machine, and that's it for the moment. What I will do, I will stop this video for a second. Meanwhile, this is start when the deployment starts, and I will back in a minute here. Well, now the deployment is complete, and if I go to the resource, this machine, this is the internal IP address. Then, if I want to connect to this machine, this is an internal machine on the I will use this credential and Ubuntu add. Okay. Okay, let's do some housekeeping here. Let's update this machine is for reference. This machine is here. At this moment it's going via the firewall. Let's put the latest tools and to have all up to date. Meanwhile this is happening, the next task is to install the Azure CLI, and there is here is the instructions to the Azure CLI and how to install on Ubuntu, and it's quite simple. It's all about to run this command. It looks some magic here. I will do this command. As soon as this is finishing, reboot the system when convenient. Okay, I will stop because I will when this finish I will reboot the machine and I will, well, now we are here. quite fast Ubuntu, then it's not much to wait. Okay, here we are now. We are going to run the command to install the Azure CLI. Take a little time. I will pause the video for a second. Okay, now the process is the Azure CLI is installed. The process is finished. Then the next step, you need to log in on the Azure CLI. It's all about to type say login. I will tell you go to this place and put this code. Then I will come here. I will put this in a new tab. Then it asks me the code. And the next will ask me a user to log in, that is this one. And in return, I will see here that the machine is logging in. Okay. Then the next step I need to do, if I come back to here, is install Azure CLI is done. Then the other thing, install this automation script. This automation script will generate the back files we need for the installation. On here, I have the URL where to download the script. Then I will click here. Done. And the next is to make it executable. That's it. As an extra, if we want to test if this installation works and to understand how this works, this utility, this backtester utility will help us to understand. Then we are going to deploy it as well. And that's it. This backtester now is available. Okay. This is the end of the video of the prerequisite. I will provide this notepad, these notes, of course, to fill your own values here for your organization and to have all this information, the installations in a simple text file. Well, this is the end of this video with the prerequisites. In the next video, we are going to deploy the CSCHA part and the pool. Thank you very much for watching. See you on the next video.